Hi, this is Krista Renee from All Walks of Life, and I am your host. I am an immature journalist just trying to make the world better. I am so very excited, and you want to know why? Because I have a special guest. I am just like extremely excited. Mm. Oh my God. My special guest, I just can't wait to share this with you guys. I had the opportunity to sit down and talk with Nicole Sylvester. Now, if you guys don't know who Nicole Sylvester is, she is the film producer and director of Maya and Her Lover. Ooh, child, let me tell you. I had the opportunity to watch this film at least three, four times. I'm fanning myself because that movie was hot, steamy, and so very entertaining from beginning to the end, from the rooter to the tutor. It was fantastic. It's an all black cast. I enjoyed it. So let me just tell you, we tried to do a Zoom audio. So you'll see a clip of her. And like I said, we tried to do a Zoom audio, but the Zoom, the audio kept cutting in and out. Okay, so we had to convert it just to audio. Okay, just to get that out the way. Hold on.
Stopped it.
Okay.
It said stop it. Okay, now it says recording in progress.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
You
So my
got
name is Crystal, and I have a
it?
show called All Walks of Life.
Okay.
So welcome to my new show.
Oh, thank you
And I do
for
have a
having me.
show
I
called The
appreciate
90
it.
Day.
I am excited that you invited me.
Thank you. And I do have a
Uh-oh,
show
I think I
called The
lost
90
you.
Day. And I do have a new show. Excuse me. I do have a show called the 90 Day Podcast. And but that's a totally different entity. And but welcome. I love
Thank
your movie,
you.
Maya and Her Lover.
Well, thank you.
I
I'm glad to hear that.
I
Where did you see it?
when I first saw it, I watched it on Sling TV, and I'm telling you, I
Okay.
was
Oh,
blown
yeah, yeah.
away that I had to watch it again.
Oh, nice. I like that. That's exciting. I'm glad to hear that.
Oh my God. So how long have you been in film producing?
So I started making movies. I'm New York based right now. I'm in Brooklyn, but I'm from Detroit, Michigan. And I started in film production the late 90s, early 2000s. And then I moved to New York in maybe 2007 to try to kind of get into, I was doing a lot of very indie things in Michigan. And then I
Hmm.
moved here to do larger scale productions. When I got here, I took a little bit of a detour for a few years and I worked at a record label. And then I kind of recommitted myself to filmmaking around 2010. And so
Yeah, you're breaking up.
10 is mostly producing and I also production coordinate. But my
Uh-huh.
whole goal has always been, I wanted to get back. I was just saying, and
You know what? You're breaking up.
hmm,
You might have to put on your headphones. I don't know. You're breaking up.
Should we stop? Okay, let me see. Let me try this and see what happens. 1 second.
Uh-huh.
Okay, can you hear me?
Oh
Can you hear
yeah.
me well?
Yes. Yes.
But you hear me? You hear me fine? You
Yes.
were breaking up a little bit too, so I don't know if it's if it's the earbuds or if it's a connection somewhere. So I don't know what to do about that, but you can hear me fine now.
I can hear you fine now.
Okay. Okay. Perfect.
If anything, we could probably do.
So what was the next question?
Oh, okay. Um, well, what
I think there's a
inspired you?
delay as well.
If you know what, if anything, we could just
Is there
do
a
the
delay?
audio. We could just do audio because the connection, the
Okay,
Zoom
will you be able to cut
connection,
it out?
yeah, the Zoom connection is going to be cutting in and out. We could just do
Pretty
the
bad.
audio.
Okay. That makes it better.
Yeah, that makes it a lot better. Okay, so give me a
So
few
do we need to
minutes.
stop our video?
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna stop our I'm gonna stop the video. I'm going to let me give you my number so that you're able to call
Okay.
me so I can
Okay,
get my
we'll
computer
do it
set up so
through
that
the
we could do an
phone.
audio so
Okay.
it could be a lot better.
Okay.
Okay, my number
Um,
is 860.
you
Okay, but she is very pleasant to talk with, very intelligent, educated, and knows her job very well. Mm. So, before I proceed with the interview, let's take a look at the trailer, shall we? Let me just share.
Have you ever noticed that since hitting 35, all the young men with their pants sagging off their asses want to push up on you?
I'm Kasim. Nice to meet you.
I'm Maya. You couldn't pay me to date a younger guy. I mean, what can you do for me?
That's thick as hell.
Will you please stop using the word thick?
So, tell me about this man friend.
I'm old enough to be your aunt. He's just a baby. I think he's 22.
Well, I'm not like most men my age, or any age.
Young men can be pretty fun, though.
Good.
My girlfriend.
Your girlfriend? You gay?
I'm not some lonely old cougar looking for some young stud to take care of. Dinner was on me today.
Oh, nah, I got mine.
Is that why you're just like somebody out of Love and Hip Hop?
What's wrong with my outfit?
It's a little young, don't you think?
So, did I tell you that was hot, steamy, and very much entertaining? And did you see her name just big, bold, Nicole Sylvester, my girl? Hello. I am telling you, the girl is BAD Michael Jackson bad. Okay. Listen, support her, support the movie. It's an all black cast. Support the 90 Day podcast. Support all walks of life. Support Krista Renee. Yes, indeed. So listen, you guys going to hear the interview exclusively on the 90 Day podcast and all walks of life. So you can pick your choice on which platform you want to hear the interview, okay? I'm so excited. So listen, let's just get into it, okay? Okay, so here we go. So we are going to listen to Nicole Sylvester interview. So let me go ahead on and play that for you guys. 90 Day podcast is Nicole Sylvester. And Nicole Sylvester, let me tell you guys, she is the film producer of Maya and Her Lover. And I got the chance to watch Maya and Her Lover on Sling TV. And child, let me tell you, I had to watch that movie maybe about 3-4 times. Honey, it was steaming. Welcome, Nicole Sylvester.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm glad that you liked the movie, and I'm glad that you invited me here.
Welcome to the 90 Day podcast. Well, you know what? One of my questions is, how long have you been in film production?
So I started in film production in the late 90s, actually, when I lived in Detroit, Michigan. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. I'm now based in Brooklyn, New York. And so during that time, I was just kind of learning production. So I was working as a production assistant, things like that. And then sort of in the early 2000s, I wanted to get into bigger productions. I wanted to work on a studio or network project. So I decided to move to New York. When I came to New York around 2007, things were kind of, there was like a strike in Hollywood, and the economy was kind of going bad. So I ended up taking a detour for about 3 or 4 years, and I worked at a record label. And for a few years, a rock record label. And then at a certain point, I wanted to get back to filmmaking, which was always my goal and the reason I was here in New York in the first place. And so around 2010, I completely committed to get back to production, and I slowly started working on production as a producer, as a production coordinator. But ultimately, directing was the whole purpose. And so I wrote Maya and Her Lover with the idea of making something that was self-contained, that I knew I could finance, and kind of put me back in the director's seat.
Oh, wow. And you know what? Maya and Her Lover, what inspired you to produce Maya and Her Lover?
So first of all, I wanted to write something that didn't have a lot of characters and a lot of locations, because I didn't want to spend a lot of time, trying to raise the money. Depending on what kind of budget you have, unless a studio or somebody is backing you, it can legitimately take you years to raise the money, and I didn't want to do that. I wanted to do something small, and I was kind of intimate. And I had a relationship very briefly, with this younger guy, and he was so interesting, and the relationship was so crazy that I would tell people about it all the time, and we just kind of laugh at it, and I thought that it would make for an interesting story. But I also wanted to tell a film about a woman who was around 40, because I look, I'm kind of young looking for my age, and I had noticed that people would be really impressed with my accomplishments until they found out my age, and then they would, I would feel like they were disappointed. I know that they expected more from me because of my age, and I just kind of wanted to deal with, the pressures that society and you put on yourself on how you should live your life, where you should be in your life, decisions that you make in life. And so those are the little things those are the impetus for me writing a story. And then as I got going, I fleshed it out, and some of those other things started to come into play, like the best friend and her issues and the backstory of my father.
Right. Well, you know what? While watching this movie, many African American women my age range, because I don't know how old you are, but I'm in my early 50s. So many women my age range would probably think twice about having an affair or even a relationship with a man at their age. What made Maya go forward with her entanglement?
I like that word. Actually, for me, when I initially wrote the story, it was kind of the lack of excitement intelligent, speaking of him, young but intelligent for his age. Hasim, that's his name, correct? Yes, correct. He knew how to have self-control. Why was that important in the movie? So for me, that was like a subliminal throwback to the fact that he had actually been in prison. Like we don't focus on harp on the fact that he had been in prison. It kind of looks like an end. But a lot of the things and some of his ways were because at such a young age he had went to prison, and so during those years where you form and you learn things about life and about yourself, he was in prison, and so he learned some of those ways. And so I did really little subtle things for me that kind of spoke to how that would have ruined him in life. And having self-control, I just imagine, is something that you would have to deal with while you were in prison. Because you couldn't just get mad and go off, I guess, and fight people or, I don't know. But that was like, for me, a byproduct of having been where he was. But also his temperament and how, how for one minute he's nice and sweet, and then the next minute he's got to go, and talking nonsense. You know what I mean? He's still trying to figure himself out. Right. And I know you kind of like hit on this a little bit. Maya's father was strict with her upbringing. Therefore, she wasn't overly fashionable, nor the model-sized figure. He thought that she was beautiful and thick. And I almost felt like Maya doubted certain things about herself, certainly her weight. And why was that? Because I thought she was nice for her size. Yes, she did. But I think, so what I was trying to do with that is, oftentimes, things that your parents say to you, again, kind of relate to Christina. His upbringing while he was in prison, her upbringing was different, but it was, like you said, her father was very strict. And so the way he raised her, things he may have said to her, I was relating to them being weighing in without her maybe subconsciously on decisions that she had been making for herself through life. So maybe she dressed a little less, like you said, flamboyant or revealing, because growing up, that wasn't something that her father would allow. And so she didn't allow herself to do that. And so she kind of put herself in a box along the way because of her upbringing. And so part of the flashbacks was just to kind of relate how something that was said in the past is affecting her now in the future. And in the present day, but it's something that happened to her when she was younger, but it's still affecting her to this day. And so, there's nothing wrong with her, but I'm sure you know women who are like, oh, I'm so fat, and look at them, and you know women that yes, and fishing for compliments, like they genuinely, have these issues that they're dealing with, and you don't know. I mean, obviously, everything that happens to you isn't from your childhood, but some of it has to go back to your childhood and just kind of the way you're raised. And the father isn't a bad guy. It's just, he was a guy who just wasn't as, I guess, sensitive to her being a young lady as maybe he could have been. Right. And so those things just kind of affected her a little in life. I was hoping to, which this kind of story I went away a little bit, but kind of correlate her father with him. How her father's kind of strict, and then Kasim was trying to, give her rules or guide her and tell her what he thought how he thought she should move in life. Right. And I wanted to try to, kind of say, is this something she's tapping into because of her father? Like she kind of likes him, or this is attractive because, supposedly girls are always dating men that are similar to their fathers, that kind of thing. So that was some of it, but, when filmmaking things happen and the story, into life of its own. So once we started filming and once we started editing, that kind of it didn't play itself out that way, and it's just really more about her father and the upbringing that she had and how that's affecting her.
Yeah. Let's stick on the scene for a little bit. You know what? Telling someone about your past can be difficult. We all know that. No one wants to be judged, especially when they're trying so hard to change and to walk a different path. We being curious people by nature, do we always need to know every little thing?
You know, it's funny because so sometimes I'll watch a TV show and the woman will find out that the guy was engaged before her or married even before her, and she didn't know, and then she'd be angry about it. And I'm always like, why is that something to get angry about? Because to me, it doesn't seem like it's something to be angry about. But I don't think it's, that what he didn't tell her. I think it's just that he didn't tell her. And I think when you're in a relationship, people always say, oh, my spouse is my best friend and they're my soulmate. And, and if you're born under that idea, then you expect to know everything about your best friend or your soulmate. And so if they don't open up to you or tell you something about your past, about their past, then you kind of feel betrayed.
Right.
With Christina Maya, though, her ignorance was directly towards the fact that she was asking specific questions, and she accepted him kind of being evasive about it, and then later on just kind of felt stupid because she just went along with it, and there was, there's a lot more to the story that she should have known.
Right.
And I think, for me, I don't know how I would react if I found out something about a person I was dating and they just hadn't told me, versus if I asked them specifically and then they lied about it and it came out later. Because then that's deceitful,
Yeah. And you know what? Maya's character is relatable to women who are looking for that void of unfulfillment that is needed to make them happy and almost desirable. Even needed to complete them in a way. Did she find that intimacy, whatever she was looking for?
So I would say no. I think that he was a bit of a distraction, and when I was working on the script, I was, I was writing from that point. When they say when you're writing a story, you're not like guiding it. Sometimes you have the idea and it starts, and the story tells you where it wants to go.
Yeah.
And so in this story, she did not get what she needed, because what she needed was her self-love, self-reliance, and her introspection on herself and what it was that she really needed to be happy. And it wasn't necessarily a relationship, like the guy at the coffee house, or this young guy. It was, her getting in touch with herself. And so I think what he did is, he opened her eyes to some things. He was a bit of a distraction from, like I said, the lifestyle that she had been living.
Right.
And then just doing the work, that it takes to get to that next point. I think a lot of women are in relationships with guys who are really just distractions. And it's almost like it's just something to do to keep you busy and not focus on, the work that you really need to do to get yourself together and on the track that you want to be on.
Right.
At least with people that have been in my life, I see that a lot in relationships.
And you know what? I enjoy the journey you took us on. You showed us Maya, although not sophisticated. She wasn't this designer label dressing lady, got it all together lady. But She is a woman who doesn't always got all the answers herself. She is more laid back and relaxed in her settings, but that's okay. That's what made me love her character more. She was me. She was relatable.
Yeah, I love all movies, but what drives me crazy in some movies when it's more about the glam of the character, and the character's look being informed by who the character is, the character's actions. So, when I see a movie and let's say you take Maya, if both her and her friend were always, in heels and the false lashes and the hair, for me, that's a distraction. But it doesn't speak to her character and the person that she is.
Right.
She's in the house, and she didn't be glammed up to sit in the house all the time.
Right.
As Shanti, Giaria, who plays the Maya, was a little frustrated from time to time because she was tired of wearing the frumpy clothes.
Right.
And, she complained a few times about why does she always have to look so frumpy, but I think it also worked toward the end when we kind of see the change in her. The last shot when we see what she has worked toward,
Right.
and becoming. Again, one of the things that I was hoping to do, but this is ended up being a low budget production, was have her clothing go through several changes to kind of indicate that she's trying to find herself.
Right.
And so maybe her clothing would look different, her hair would look different, but ultimately we just kind of settled on, the frumpy until we got to a point where, she changed a little bit, and she was at least, even if she didn't change, happy ending now, my life is great, she's working towards, something different, a better her.
Absolutely. And celibacy, I was so surprised because Cassini made that one of his goals to be celibate at his age. And that's hard for any man. But he hung in there. And why was that important?
So I have to be honest, the reason that I put that in there, because that was something that happened to me when I was dating the younger guy. He was trying to figure his life out, and part of that was him trying to be celibate, although he didn't, and he wasn't successful, as I have it in Maya. But he was trying, the whole point of him, trying to discover himself was that he was reading books, and he wasn't quite completely understanding what he was reading or what he was hearing from elders, but he was trying everything so that he could make himself better, because there was something else in him that unfortunately hadn't been nurtured by his upbringing. It wasn't nurtured by his family or his surroundings. And so, but he still had that in him, and he still had some intelligence, and he still felt like, kind of cleansing himself and not being distracted by sex. He was hoping that was going to help him get himself together. And so in the movie, I wanted to show that he was sincerely trying to become a better person, and he wasn't just running game on her, and it wasn't just about the sex. So I wanted to kind of take that out of the story somehow, but it started off as that kernel of actual truth from the young guy that I had a short relationship with. But again, I thought it was important that it wasn't. We didn't think that his interest in her, because he was also getting something out of this relationship, but I wanted it to be more than sex.
Right. And I want to say, if people have not seen the movie Maya and Her Lover, please Google it. I would say Google it to find out where it's being played. Which on-screen
You can definitely go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon, you can go to Apple TV.
Yeah,
It's playing on all. If you don't have All Black, you can go to All Black TV.
Yes, because
Yes.
it's played in multiple, you'll be surprised where it's being played. I mean, it's playing all over. It's not just playing in one on one platform. It's being played all over. Please support it. It's an awesome movie. We have a gathering, friends over. It's one of those movies where you can just play and be like very well entertained. And I also Googled like other movies that you played a part in as far as film producing or had your hand in. And when I looked it up, the owner.
Oh, yes. The owner was a fun project. That project got us into the Guinness Book of Records as the most directors on an international film. It was 25 directors, and we each directed, I guess you would say, a scene from the movie. And so, but this was we have directors from all over the world. We did the film as a compilation where we each wrote our own segments, and then we would kind of vote on it, or we would discuss it like by committee, if we thought it was ready, or we would give suggestions to each other. And it was kind of like a directing or writing exercise, and each scene is connected by a backpack. And so the owner means, the question is, whose backpack is this? And so the backpack is, hilariously in some cases, goes from scene to scene. And so it's really funny, and it's crazy because, at one moment you're watching a horror movie, the next section might be a thriller, then it's a comedy.
Yes, it takes you all over.
Yeah, but it was a lot of fun to do. It was a good learning experience. I first got on it as a producer, and I produced a segment of it, and then they still needed another segment to kind of tie the story together and ask me if I'd be interested in directing a segment. And so I produced a segment, and I also directed a segment. But it was a lot of fun.
Yes, I watched that on Voodoo TV.
Oh, did you?
Yes.
It's all over the place. It's crazy. But you see how, but those are, everywhere they are, those are filmmakers in those countries. And so production value on some of them was really great. And we have shots, we have people in India, in Africa, in London, all over the world shooting these little vignettes that were put together. And it's a lot of fun.
Yes, and as I'm watching it, like you said, it all had something to do. It was just about the backpack. It was just about the backpack.
And one minute you're watching a horror, and the next minute it's a comedy. It's really crazy, but it's fun. It's fun to watch.
The other movie that I wanted to watch that I was looking for was Cargo.
Oh, Cargo. Yeah, Cargo is a feature that I was a producer on that was shot entirely in the Bahamas. The writer-director Kareem Mortimer, he is a Bahamian citizen, and he makes films in the Bahamas. Actually, he makes films everywhere, but he was making a film at home in the Bahamas, and I and a producer partner of mine, Tribute Willis, we went to the Bahamas for 3 or 4 months to make shoes on. I wasn't been, like I said, I was there for 3 months and barely ever made it to the beach because I was busy working all the time. But it was still a lovely, a bad job to work in, so it was a lot of fun.
Well, listen, I would love to one day meet you in person. Oh my gosh, your work is fabulous, and let me tell you,
Thank you.
I can't wait to hear this episode on my 90-day podcast. You keep up the good work. I'm telling you, this movie, Maya and Her Lover, if you haven't gone to see Maya and Her Lover, please, Nicole Sylvester, the film producer, she is on the 90-day podcast. Support her.
Thank you. I really appreciate it. That's very nice of you to say it. I'm grateful that you enjoyed it. I really am.
Girl is one of my best. I'm not saying it because you're on the 90-day podcast, but it is one of my best movies. I'm telling you.
That's so lovely.
It is hard to find good movies. I mean, from the beginning to the end.
Yeah.
I mean, that just captured you and so relatable when you could just say, okay, I can see where I fit in all of this. I can see where I fit in all of this.
Well, that was the goal, to make it relatable, to make it realistic. I didn't want it to be, the first sex scene, I didn't want to have candles and things blowing. Like, when did you have time to put candles up, I don't remember that ever happening, that kind of scenario for me. So I just, but I did. I wanted it to be real and relatable. And so hopefully other people feel the same way.
Oh, I know they will. But listen, I won't take too much of your time. Again, thank you for being on the 90-day podcast. And like I said, one day I will hope to meet you in person. I love your work. I will continue to support whatever movie you have out there. Just
Thank you.
hit me up and let me know. I got another one.
Will do. Thank you so much for having me. It was a lot of fun.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right.
Well, that was my interview with Nicole Sylvester. You guys, oh my gosh. So excited. So again, this will be airing on the 90-day podcast, which you guys are all familiar with, and all walks of life. Hey! So I'm so excited. I got Nicole Sylvester, and let me tell you, enjoy the movie, watch the movie. It is steamy, it is hot. It's an all black cast. She does a phenomenal job. Oh my God, from the beginning to the end. Also, support the 90-day podcast. Support all walks of life. Presented by Crystal Renee, your girl here, live from Hartford, Connecticut, trying to do things right, trying to give it to you as real as possible. Listen, this is my time. I hope you like it. This episode will be airing Friday, September 2nd. Friday, September 2nd. So I enjoyed listening to the episode with my glass of apple wine. So thank you. That's my time for now. So I'm saying goodbye for now. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Bye-bye.